Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osterberg501 and today I want to go over something that I think you should be doing right now that can earn you a ton of loot very quickly later down the road in Lost Ark. And this is going to be focused around PvP and the PvP vendor. Now with the most recent patch, we didn't get the start of Season 1 of PvP, but what we did get is we can now earn the currency that we will be using on the PvP vendor. So even though the vendor isn't in the game, and the season hasn't started, we're still getting coins of courage, which are the currency you will be spending at the vendor to buy all of the rewards from that vendor. And if our vendor is similar to the other regions, this gives a ridiculous amount of loot. And we'll go over some of the loot you can get later in the video. But the reason I'm specifically talking about this is because compared to the other regions of Lost Ark, it seems we are getting a lot more currency for just playing matches of PvP right now. Because at a baseline, you're getting 60 coins of courage every time you lose and 120 coins of courage every time you win. And there is also an event that cycles through like all of the other islands and world bosses and stuff like that will also increase the amount of these coins you're getting from just doing PvP. So if the PvP vendor prices stay the same or similar to what they are in other regions, the amount of coins we are getting just from playing unranked PvP matches is completely ridiculous. You're going to be able to buy out most of the vendor in no time at all, at least the resources from the vendor, which takes us into what this PvP vendor actually gives, at least on the other regions, and this will most likely be the exact same stuff we're getting, especially when it comes to the resources. So you can pretty much buy any upgrade material you can think of from this PvP vendor, and you can actually buy quite a bit of it. And this vendor works in similar ways to a lot of the other vendors. You have a weekly roster limit to how much of each different thing you can buy, and it has tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 resources in it. If you want to go buy the different resources on your alts to help them gear up quicker, you can do that. And the coins of courage from PvP are roster wide, so if you just like PvPing on one character, you can earn all of your coins for that one character, not have to worry about it on your other characters, and still go buy the resources on the other characters. And you can get a lot of resources from this vendor. For instance, all of the different shards for tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, you can buy 10 of the big 1500 bags roster wide per week. So that is a lot of resources. Like I mentioned, if the prices for buying these are the same as the other regions, you're going to be able to buy those out very quickly just playing PvP right now. And for the resource portion of this vendor, you can pretty much get every honing material in the game. You have your shards, you have your leap stones, you have your weapon and armor stones, you have your honing chance increasing items, you have all of it, and you can buy a good chunk of every single one of those items. And to give you an idea of some of the prices, at least on the other regions, the tier 3 leap stones are 25 a piece, and you can buy 30 of them on a weekly basis. So if you compare that to how much of this currency we're getting for just playing matches, you're going to be able to buy out this vendor pretty quickly. And past the resources, there still are some other rewards you can buy that are a bit more expensive from this vendor, and these are more cosmetic stuff. So there are some amounts you're able to buy, there are some titles you're able to buy, and I think some of this is tied to getting to specific ranks in the ranked system, so some of it you may not be able to buy right away. And then there are also XP potions, which are actually much more important than I think a lot of people realize. And that's pretty much a basis of what I want to talk about in this video. It seems like we're getting a ridiculous amount of coins of courage from just playing in unranked PvP right now. So I'd recommend going and doing that, stocking up a ton of these just in case it changes later down the line, or if you get a lot less when starting ranked PvP when it comes out, because this will make it much easier to just buy out the vendor of all the resources you could want. Now, there are also some other things you can do right now that will give you a bunch of additional loot for just playing PvP. So first off, if you're in a guild, your guild can accept guild tasks to go play in PvP. I think there are different ones, so kill a certain amount of enemies in PvP, play a certain amount of matches, stuff like that. And completing that will give you a big chunk of bloodstones, which if you don't know what those are, you can go to the bloodstone vendor and buy a bunch of different resources, possible tickets to enter the cube or boss rush. You can buy silver, XP potions, tons of different stuff, and that is tied tied to your guild. And then you can also accept weekly unit tasks that just want you to play PvP matches. And something to note with these is these are usually the most rewarding weeklies to do, because these will reward you the most amount of leap stones out of pretty much any of the other weekly objectives. The only things that can give close to this amount of leap stones are boss rushes, but you have to get tickets to actually do those. And the Proving Grounds or PvP weeklies, you just have to play 5 matches and you complete it and you'll get a ridiculous amount of resources from that as well. And then also a third thing that this will help you progress towards is that there is kind of a pseudo rank in the Proving Grounds right now. So once you just start playing, you'll have a tier or a grade, and I think it starts at 20, and the more and more you play, you'll rank it up, or you'll keep ranking up and it lowers your number, and this will take you down to tier 1. And this is important because you need to be at tier 1 to be able to start playing ranked PvP when it's released sometime this month. So if you're somebody that's going to want to grind out ranked PvP, play it, try to rank up, this is also another good reason to start PvPing right now. So once ranked is out, you can just start playing those ranked matches and you don't have to go through and play a bunch of unranked matches to get to tier 1. But that's pretty much all I wanted to go over for this video. I would definitely recommend playing some PvP, gathering up a bunch of those PvP coins so you're able to just buy out the vendor when it's released. So subscribe if you want to see more Lost Ark or other MMO videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about PvP in Lost Ark, and thanks for watching.